Good morning, friends. How are you? I am so happy to see you. I am back in my regular house, not at a different location. We're going to wait just a couple of minutes for our friends to join us, and today we have probably a shorter lesson. I still want you to have all of your writing supplies, so everything in your folder. So we are not going to touch the rainforest essay stuff because most of the things that we did with rainforest was just practice, was just a second review. What you will need though is this big thick packet of work that you did. I'm so proud of you for doing all of this work over the last 6 weeks. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen as we're kind of waiting for people to come join us. I see a lot more people who have jumped in. I also have my highlighters and everything with me. Boys and girls, we don't even have time today to go over everything that we learned because we learned so much. We started with just a blank outline called our ITC outline. We coded our text. We made sure that we knew where the information was. When we found the big topics inside of the text, we made our subtopics. And then we have all these codes. I hope that you have remembered them as we have been writing. Let me go ahead and switch this. And we wrote an I paragraph. We went over what to do. We started on our middle paragraphs. And the first time we did our middle paragraphs, we just wrote things that we saw from the text. We added onto that or built onto it as we continued. We learned about topic sentences. That was our rainforest one. I shouldn't have had, that was in the wrong one. We learned about our transition words, how evidence-based terminology is really what the text-based essay wants from your writing. They want to make sure that you got the information from the text that you were presented. And so we have to give credit back to the author. It's how we share that we got this information from the text. We can say words like source and passage, paragraph. We have also gone over as we went several different ways to do that. And your class will do more of that as well. We practiced that. And then we looked at a basic essay. Remember, this is the first one that we showed because this does not have quotes and paraphrases. And this is a basic essay. This would suffice, but only get you about half of the points that you would need for a text-based essay. The text-based essay wants to make sure that you have quotes, paraphrases, and own thoughts. So you have all these sentences that you have put together like a jigsaw puzzle. We learned some specifics of quoting and paraphrasing. Then we talked about our W sentence. We did the front and the back. That was terrible, wasn't it? And then we did our conclusion paragraph last week. Today, I have one of my most favorite sheets in all of the curriculum. This is called our checklist. This is checking our paper to make sure that we have all of those things that we just went over. So remember on our outline, that's our roadmap. Whenever I got scared that I had forgotten something, I look back and I say, okay, in T1B, I'm writing about breathing out. So I'm going to keep that just over to the side off camera if you want to do that on your desk. And I wrote an essay for us. I typed it all out, and we are going to go one by one, and we're going to make sure that we have these things on our checklist, okay? We're going to go straight through. We're going to find each of the things, and I actually have a couple of different ways that you can do this. You can start at the top of your essay and go all the way through and keep coming back to this to your essay, this to your essay, this to your essay. Or you can look and see, okay, let me look through and see if I have all of my transition words. Let me look through and see if I have a T sentence. Let's see if I have a W sentence. So I'm gonna show you both ways for a couple of things. Mostly I'm just gonna go through the essay. The first thing I wanna do is I wanna make sure I have 5 paragraphs and that I indent 5 times. So here's my essay, and I can see that I have indented 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 times. So I know I have 5 paragraphs and I have indented 5 times. So that's a quick way for me to check that off. I just look for my indentations. Now, boys and girls, you would never have this when you would be taking a test or an assessment. And so that's why I used to always tell my students, boys and girls, we have to remember this. We have to make sure that this is just like riding a bicycle, that we remember this immediately. So in our I paragraph, we need to have 3 or 4 sentences. Those sentences come from a hook, our 3 topics, and our closing statement. So I'm going to look right here. Let's see if I can scoot this up and have this at the same time. I can. So here we go. All right, let's see. Our hook was, even as I sit and write this essay, my organs are, I made a mistake. I knew I was going to, and I checked it too. Boys and girls, that would again be why you were editing and checking as you finish your essay, as you are working. Even as I sit and write this essay, my organs are working to keep me alive, and I think that is fascinating. So look right here, I have a hook. Then I need to include my 3 topics. Learning about the brain and lungs and how they should be protected is very important. Okay, I have those. And do I have a closing statement? The body is an amazing machine. I have my closing sentence. Let me put this back on real quick. Check it off. And then how many sentences do I have? 3. So now I know that I have all of the parts of my I paragraph. All right, now I'm going to show you a little bit different because this is kind of an easy part. Check that I have transition words in every single part. So I'm going to circle those with blue. I have first, I have second, I saw third, and then our last paragraph has all in all. Okay, so now I know that I have a transition word in all paragraphs, and there should be another line right here, transition. I don't even think you can see this, can you? Yes, you can. There we go. I have that. I have that in all my paragraphs. I know that it's flowing. And remember what I said, that we just picked some very basic ones, but as you get to be a stronger writer, you're going to think of many others. Most of you are probably really great writers by now, and so you are writing things like first and foremost, or if you're writing an opinion essay, my very first reason is. So as you go, you can build and create more complex transition words. Okay, now I'm going to also check for my T sentence and my W sentence because those are easy things. Remember, I need to have my transition, my prompt, and my topic in my transition sentence. And just, excuse me, boys and girls, my W sentence, my wrap-up sentence, just my prompt and my topic. Okay, so I'm going to use yellow for one and blue for another. So let's get our markers and let's check. All right, I have a transition word, my prompt, and my topic. I have my transition word, my prompt, and my topic. I have a complete T sentence for T1. Now I'm going to move on to T2. Okay, I have a transition word, my topic comes next, and then here's my prompt. So now I have all three of those parts. Let's look at my third paragraph. Third, we should protect our body. My prompt, what I'm writing this particular topic about, or this paragraph about, and my transition word. So now I have all of those sentences. I can do the same thing for my W sentence. What does my W sentence have? The prompt and the topic. So I go right back. And remember, our W sentence is that last sentence. I don't need yellow now. So let's get blue and let's find my last sentence. I just talked about the lungs in this paragraph. That's my topic, and my central idea, the message, the prompt that I'm writing about is the body. So now I have my W sentence in my T1. Let's look at my T2. I should have brain and body. The brain operates my body's functions. So I have brain and I have body, my prompt and my topic. And let's look at 3. Oh, it's all the way down here. I need to have protecting or protect and body. And I have both of those. And so there we go. I have my W sentence for my T3. All right, boys and girls, I also am going to do something else that's a little bit different. I'm going to go to my C paragraph. Let's see if I can push that over for you. Where'd my other? I need to give an overview, a summary of the topic, the entire prompt. I need to restate my 3 topics, and I need to give a thought or a feeling about that topic. So let's begin. All right, I need to have a summary. So I said, all in all, the human body is really amazing to learn about. I told you that it was about the human body. Did I say body or brain? I said body. I got scared that I wrote the wrong thing again. And that it was so fascinating. It was really amazing to learn all of those facts. I didn't know how hard our bodies were working. Well, we didn't even think about it. The next thing I said, or that I have to include, is the 3 topics. We need to talk about lungs, brain, and protecting them. So let's find all 3 of those words: lungs, brain, protect. I said the lungs and brain function almost without us thinking about them, but we need to do what we can in order to protect them. That is my 3 topic sentence where I'm restating all of the things that I learned. And now I'm going to write, or I'm going to check to make sure I have a feeling or thought about the whole topic. I think the human body is very unique. Remember, you always want to wrap it up or bring it back to the central idea. That's our prompt. What is the author asking, or the prompt asking you to write about? And so that's the human body in this one. So look at this, boys and girls. We have so many great checklists or check marks. So much good is going into our paragraph, our essay. And so the final part that you're going to check, boys and girls, are these hard middle paragraphs. And it kind of has 2 parts. You want to make sure that you have 3 to 4 sentences for point A and 3 to 4 sentences for point B in each of your middle paragraphs. You want to make sure that then that totals 8 to 10 sentences. So typically you have your T sentence, 3 sentences for point A, 3 sentences for point B, and your W sentence. That would be 8. Okay, that's the very minimum that you would want to have, because that shows that you have not only included all of these things, but that you did learn something. You were writing about those things. In those sentences, though, Remember what we learned about text-based essays. They have to have quotes, paraphrases, and own thoughts to make up these 3 and 4 sentences about point A. Remember that basic essay that we looked at from Alligators? It didn't have any quotes or any paraphrases. It was just information from the text. We were even kind of copying it from the text, but not when we went to the advanced essay. When we went to, that's all paper clipped. When we went to the advanced essay, there were quotes, paraphrases, they were mixed up. It looked very advanced. And so that's what we want to look for, okay? So now I am going to just read and see what I have done throughout my essay for us, okay? So let's go. Let's put this back on. All right. I need 3 to 4 sentences about A. So my first topic was lungs, and that subtopic A was about breathing in. So all of this should be about breathing in. And it should stop right here. So let's put that. All right. According to the human lungs, it says the air goes through a series of branches in your lungs called bronchi and bronchioles. I also learned in paragraph 2 that once it passes into the alveoli, this allows oxygen to get in our blood, which travels to my heart. I should say our heart. This is a lot of work, and I don't even think about when it is happening. That is, I have 1, 2, 3 sentences, okay? So I definitely have 3 to 4 sentences. I can even, if I have this checklist in front of me, I can put a little mark underneath of the 3 so that I can count if I want to. That was green. Let's switch to blue. In contrast, this is about point B now. This is breathing out. In contrast, breathing out is just the opposite. That's 1 sentence. Then I quote something. As the oxygen is used, the blood brings carbon dioxide back into the capillaries, into the alveoli, says paragraph 3 of the human lungs. I learned it travels backwards then until it reaches my mouth when I breathe out. There's another sentence. This process happens over and over again throughout the day. Keeps me and my body oxygenated and full of life. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4. So I can come over here and I underline 4. Put a check mark. And now, boys and girls, I'm going to take some different things. I have a pen. You can circle it, or you can note it however you want on your paper, but I just want to show you this other part to make sure that you have quotes, paraphrases, and own thoughts and ideas in your text as well. Remember, when you are looking for quotes, paraphrases, and own thoughts, you're going to get a clue because it's going to have a reference back to the text. So words like paragraph, passage, article, states, according to, those are all going to be like your signal words. So look at right here. I have according to the human lungs. That is what an evidence-based terminology that we learned. And then I see a quote. So I have 1 quote. I also learned in paragraph 2, so this is a paraphrase. There's no quotation marks here. So I have 1 paraphrase. And then right here you see, this is a lot of work with my other, there it is. This is my own. This is a lot of work happening and I don't even think of, or this is a lot of work and I don't even think about it when it's happening. So that is my own thought as well. That's just in part A. Now look at part B. In contrast, breathing out is just the opposite. And then look at this. I have my quotations. It ended right here. And then this says paragraph 3 of the human lungs. That's a quotation. Then I also think that we paraphrase in this? It travels backwards until it reaches my mouth. The process happens over again. I didn't paraphrase that. So all of that looks like Actually, I did because I said I learned. So that's a paraphrase. I learned, it travels backwards. And that was the part that it was 2 or 3 sentences explaining that. And that we didn't even think about it. This process happens over and over again throughout the day and keeps my body oxygenated and full of life. Yep. That's actually 2 sentences that we paraphrased. So I did not give another thought or idea in that sentence. So I'm just going to leave it just like that. But look down here. Now we have to make sure that we have 8 to 10 sentences. So I have 1 sentence plus 3 plus 4 plus another 1, right? So how many sentences is that? Yes, 9 sentences. So we have 8 to 10 sentences. And then look, did we reference our sources? Yes, we did. So we want to make sure we have at least 1 to 2 references. Let's move on to the next part. This time I think I'm going to stick with the green and blue thing that we have right there. We need to look for 3 to 4 sentences about A, 3 to 4 sentences about B, 8 to 10 complete sentences, and 1 to 2 referencing sources. So I started with green last time. Let's do the same. Oh, I already see a reference. After reading the human brain, I know the cerebrum is divided into 2 halves. It's the biggest part, and it's the thinking center of the brain. That's 1 sentence. And then this is about the scientists have researched and think the right helps you with art while the left helps you with reading. Then there's the cerebellum. That's a simple sentence. This was a very complex sentence, wasn't it? And this one's very simple. Remember when we looked at that advanced essay of alligators, there were several different lengths of sentences. You need to have all of that in your essay. So I even did that. It is a much smaller part of your brain. Oh, boys and girls, look. Nope, I didn't switch. Let me come back to my outline. What's my, okay. I thought when I switched to cerebellum, that was my new topic, but that was not. The cerebrum and cerebellum are point A, and then point B is the brainstem. So see, it even helped us as we were remembering what are point A and point B, my outline. It's much smaller, and then here's a quote. Important because it helps you keep your balance. It also helps your, uh-oh, did I forget to put, nope. Oh goodness, I was scared I forgot to end my quote. But I did a parenthetical citation, and I think that we talked about this, but I'm not sure you saw it. So here it is right here. Let me highlight this in a different color. So the parenthetical citation is just noting the paragraph right here. When I said I was reading the human brain, this is referencing paragraph 7 of the human brain. Now I don't need to say, I can say the title of the text, but I can also, because I've already said it in that paragraph, I can also just do a parenthetical citation. Oh, we're gonna run out of time. Boys and girls, I thought this would go so simple, so quick, and it was not. Okay, let's check. Let's see if we just want to stop at this, and you can maybe practice. Hi, boys and girls, teachers. Thank you so much. We had an unexpected power outage. So I am going to finish our lesson. Thank you for your patience. We were on checking our paragraph for point B. So I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to be on the checklist again. So we did not get this before my power went out. And so I'm going to show you what we do. We have gone through our first paragraph. We found our A and B points. We found in our second middle paragraph our A points. And now here we are with our B points. And I have highlighted all of them in blue, and I have circled here my quote, and I have come down here to my checklist so that I can remind myself, yes, I have my own thought and I have a second quote. So right here you see my quote, and then down here I have my own thought where it says, it seems like the brain is my body's computer and helps me do everything without me even knowing it. Okay, so boys and girls, that is an own thought and my quote. So as you can see, these two paragraphs do not look the same. I have two quotes, two paraphrases here, but two quotes and one paraphrase here. Only one own thought in T1 and 2 in T2. So I would then be able to count my sentences. 1, 2, 3, 4 sentences. And I'm just going to mark over this. My power went out and you didn't see me do that. And then we had already checked our W sentence. So boys and girls, down here for T3, I want this to be your homework. I want you to look at your third middle paragraph, and I want you to find all of the things inside of our checklist. Do you have 3 to 4 sentences for point A? Do you have 3 to 4 sentences for point B? And when you are looking at those 3 sentences, do you have a quote, a paraphrase, and own thoughts? You might even have more than just one quote or one paraphrase, okay? So I want you to look at that. I want you to highlight your text, and your teacher will tell you what to do after that. Boys and girls, thank you so much for coming with us on this essay writing journey. Teachers, this is going to be a freebie included in your email tomorrow with this replay. And so please make copies of this for your students so they can be reminded of how to use this. My email, in case you need to reach me, is shannon@topscorewriting.com. That's SHANNAN @topscorewriting.com. And I would love to see some papers. I would love to hear your feedback. I hope that these lessons were super helpful, and I thank you boys and girls so much for joining us along this ride. Have a great day.